What's going on, Tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your boy Varney, today in the studio with my boys Mike and Dan. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what's up, guys? How y'all?
You trying to start a band or something, or where we're going to be?
I'm trying to channel my inner Kendrick. You know what I mean?
No, I know Kendrick. You were trying to sing that.
You listen. I've been listening to
new boy band.
I've been listening to Luther on repeat, bro. That's just stuck in my head.
DigiGuard United, the boy band.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're just gonna be named the boys, whether that's a reference to the comic or the boys at DGU. Nobody knows, but
yeah, outside of us getting copyright stricken and sued for All
right, so instead of the boys, we'll be known as La Boys
or the boys.
The boys, that's right. The boys are back. You know how they said in High School Musical, they're like, the boys are back. Do it again. No, High School Musical fans.
No, we're not losers.
My girlfriend loves High School Musical.
Does she
we're
really?
not females and we're not losers.
You gotta listen, Mike.
I would like to, just so my girlfriend's 28. She's not underage. I know usually children watch High School Musical.
Listen,
so
me and your girlfriend are the same age. So I just want you to know, yes, this was our childhood. It may not have been Mike's childhood. But
so there's this disconnect, I think, in this podcast, this fan base, right? Where Varney has watched nothing good his entire life.
Yeah,
he didn't even watch the Digimon movie till a few months ago, and somehow watched every High School Musical.
Yeah, it's the most weirdest thing ever.
Well, okay.
Which no disrespect, because I also watched every High School Musical.
So here's what it was.
I also watched things that were good.
So I grew up.
They're pretty good.
In a minority household. So what I could watch was very restricted. On top of that,
I grew up in a minority household.
On top of that, I grew
up with
the
mafia.
My mom as my at home all the time person that I interface with, and my two sisters. So when it comes to there's High School Musical, or I don't know what the hell else, but like I was into a lot of the like teenage girl type shit because
look.
No wonder why there's I get it. Mike, it makes sense, right? No wonder why he loves this persona of like Barnett. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, all I'm saying is,
wants to bring he wants to bring out his inner girl. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it. Look, I have 6 sisters. Is Jesus all Christ. I'm saying. 6.
I have 6. 0 sisters.
I'm just giving the facts.
0 brothers.
Damn, you're an only child? Loser?
Sure
loner?
He's a nerd.
Nerd.
Speaking of nerd,
all I'm trying to say is we're all in this together.
Come on, Dan, I'm going to teach you to dance.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right. This is a Digimon podcast. So
yeah.
Before we enrage the people, let's start talking some Digimon. I didn't go to locals, man.
Yeah, because you're a loser.
I just, honestly, real talk, I haven't gone to locals. I think I said it in a previous pod, but I just haven't gone to locals because I don't have any of my cards yet, and I don't have any decks that I feel like playing.
You're never going to have your cards because you order from Europe. And then you're always on delay.
No, it's they're only delayed because I try to make the most out of my purchases. So I try not to ship until like I have everything that I want to get, which means that I may need to spend more money in a month's time, which means I shouldn't ship my cards until, a month's time when I order the new ones. But I just ordered what I think to be my last set because I got my rock stuff. I got my Dinomon stuff.
Bro, by the time this dude orders cards, the format is already passed. He's like, yeah, right. Bro, I got these cards from 2 formats.
So here's
ago.
The thing: if it was like
is gonna be around.
If it was like legitimately like if I was like playing competitively, I would just bite the bullet and buy it off a TCG player. But
bro, Rocks ain't expensive on TCG player.
1 second, let me pull up Gatsumon. You know how much Gatsumon foil is? Oh, he was more expensive, but he was expensive enough that I said, okay, I'm buying it from Europe. You know how much closes were for a minute? Closes were dumb expensive. I got my close.
I don't know if you knew this or not. Look. Quick pause. I don't know if you knew this or not. But you can buy the base rarity.
Yes, I know.
And then
especially for a trash deck.
Yep.
I'm not telling you not to buy max rarity because I know you have a fucking problem. But you could play the base rarity until the max rarity comes in.
So here's the problem. Then that requires me to flip my cards, which I don't normally mind doing, but sometimes, and if you guys, like, I know, I'm not saying this as like a negative towards you guys, but like audience, if you sell cards on Facebook, Discord, you know how much of a pain in the ass it can be. It's just like, I have this Three Musketeers deck that I've been trying to sell for the last month. And so many people have like, go ahead, Mike, go ahead.
Time out. Quick pause.
Yeah, go ahead.
So why do you have this Three Musketeers deck that you're trying to sell?
Because I did my analysis of decks that I'm going to play and I'm not going to play, and I decided I'm not going to play this for the foreseeable future. Therefore, I should flip it.
Further step back. How did you end up owning a Three Musketeers max rarity deck that you don't play?
I did play it, and I just don't play it anymore.
For like once or twice, this man played it.
I play it more than you think, Dan. I haven't played it since. So the problem was, I said at the beginning of EX7 that I was going to get every Liberator deck maxed out, which I did. And then came a point in time when I was like, man, that's actually really dumb, because now there's all these new decks. That's a lot of decks to have max rarity. And I'm never going to get to play all these decks. That's why I sold Sendril. I'm trying to sell this one. I'm keeping Zafaga because I really do enjoy Zafaga. What other Liberator deck is there? I guess that's like the big three right now, right? And then next set we're getting like Necromon, which I'll definitely build. The main ones, Dan.
I mean,
I never cared for heavy metal, so I didn't bother building
Hex.
it. I do have Hex, and I'm like teetering on the fence of selling that because I really like the idea of ice armor, snow armor. What the fuck is it? Ice snow.
Ice clad is snow armor.
Oh my goodness! It's ice
trait?
snow.
You talking about the actual trait?
Ice snow trait. Yes,
ice
there
snow.
we go. Fucking hell, words are hard.
Dragon.
What?
Half the line's dragon. You know that?
Yes. Okay. Hex and Scotty. I have that deck built and I really want to play it. I just need to pull like one more Scottymon, so I'm probably gonna open another box soon so I can pull another Scottymon and play it. But that's a deck like I'm kind of low-key excited for the future, because I know they'll keep bringing out Ice Snow support. So I don't mind holding on to that one. But Muskets, I'm just like, I'm not betrothed to it in the way that I am Zafaga and Ice Snow. And then I will be for Rocks, for Dinomon, because those are, Rocks is cool as shit. Dinomon's my dino.
Rocks is literally trash. Sorry for any Rocks fans out there.
Leave my Rocks alone. That's my new.
You could have bought
deck.
that base rarity and you could have been chilling.
Nah, we don't do that. That's not fun.
You know what I like to do when I'm playing a deck that is like bad? I like to not buy the cards at all and just play it on the sim.
I would totally play on the sim if I didn't feel like dealing with bugs half the time. That's
fair.
That's not a slight. I really don't mean that in a negative way, but I guess I can say this. I didn't sign an NDA. I worked on the Sims code for a bit. I don't work on the Sims code anymore. If you guys didn't know, I'm a software developer. I've been a software developer, I don't know, a long time. And I've always wanted to do video game development. So I hit up Huang. I was like, yo, like, let me help out. I was helping out for a little bit, but you know, the thing that I hate the most, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but what I hate, Dan, you probably would feel this way because you're in engineering. Not that Mike wouldn't, but it's slightly different. I hate, because you can research things in IT and you can get around it. But I hate when I'm put in an environment where I don't feel like I can be my best self utilizing all the knowledge that I have. I felt that way at my my first software development job, which I got. Sorry guys, life talk here. This is part of the Digimon, so it's gonna factor in. My first software development job I got as a support developer. So I was basically responsible for fixing bugs. I wasn't really responsible for feature development and contributing to that topic, which was fine up until a certain point. I got my knowledge, but then I got to a point where not only did I want more, but I also felt like this application that I was working on was so big and so old and monolithic that I couldn't effectively work on it. I didn't have the knowledge that somebody who was working there for the last 20 years had. And they would give me things that I need to ask him, and I'm never going to attain his knowledge unless I'm there for 20 years. And I just didn't feel like there was room for advancement, blah, blah, blah. So I hate, that's how I felt working on this code. It was so just spaghetti. You would do things that should make sense, but then it doesn't, and then you have to go debugging, and that's why the game has so many bugs. I think they just had something where like dual DNA requirements are broken. I think for like Bolt Bautamon, because he has two different color DNA
two different
requirements, right?
Yeah. He has your name, Piedmon plus Miasmon, and he has
and then the
like
actual
red
colors,
plus yellow.
But then those colors are like two more requirements because there's two separate sets of color requirements. So it technically has three different DNA digievolution requirements. In theory, in my mind, like I know how they would have put that in the code, but that broke. And they were like, what solution should we do right now while we attempt to fix the other ones? Even the Phoenixmon X, which was bugged for a long time because it added all end of attack, all on deletions to the end of attack. That was bugged too. And theoretically, it's a simple thing to add, but because of the way that the code was made, because the previous developer leaving, because of the state that they got left in and them having to pick up the code with no knowledge, it was just, and I really hated it. I don't work on it. I don't need that stress in my life. Not only that, obviously the fact that we weren't paid. If you're getting paid, it's a little bit different, but those men and women, if there's any woman working on it, it was only men at the time that I was working. They ain't getting paid. They're doing it for the love of Digimon. And I am also doing things for the love of Digimon that cannot include banging my brain over code. So
respect.
Yeah, bad coding sucks to deal with.
For you, it's engineering in your projects and
well, no, but I dealt with bad coding in school,
right.
So I understand that, and it's just like, why not just make it simpler? But
right. At least, so Mike, what I said for you is, at least you can like look things up and you have the flexibility to kind of like switch things a touch.
You ever? I mean, kind of, but then also like I'm like an escalation engineer too. So like, you ever like run into an issue where no one else in the entire world has ever seen this issue before? And now you have to fix it.
And you're the one responsible. I hate
that's like my life, like most days.
It's so stressful too, because it's like, damn, if I can't figure it out, who will?
Right. Mine and my previous job
that's exactly like, if I don't do this, who will do this?
Yeah, facts.
For me, my issue, especially in my last job, was getting projects from someone who left the company and not know anything about their project, and then no one else understands fully what's going on with their project either, including the managers who are supposed to know, and then comes to find out everything is wrong on it, and then you have to redo every single thing because you thought they were really good at their job because they were an engineer too, but yeah, you knew how to do their project better than they did somehow, and I'm only an engineer one? Come on now,
That's how I feel at my current job, but that's neither here nor there. That's why and that's the long story short, that's why I don't work on the Digimon code anymore. So I like the sim. Dan and I use it for our Wheel of Digimon series. Yes, but sir. I generally don't have an inkling of feeling to play for the sim because I'm just like, I don't know what bug I'll encounter today. And I've seen Lance complain about the bugs that he's encountered in the game. I'm like, man, if I'm just trying to have fun and play, I gotta deal with this, I'm gonna like spasm. So I'm just Fair. I'll just not. But I totally would take advantage of that if I wasn't such a hard head. So I agree with you, Mike. Anyways, that's the long story of why I haven't been to locals. But once we're unified, things are different because I will have all the incentive to want to go each week and play and try to figure things out. That's why for RSV 2.5 coming out in, I guess it's 3 weeks time, right? We're delayed. So March, I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for that so I can get some stuff, build, and try to be the first one to crack the code. The first one with real cards, because I know people are like playing beforehand, but I don't do that. So that's me. Mike doesn't go to locals because there is no locals.
Don't have one. So, you know the story by now. No need to repeat myself.
And if you want to hear more story, go check out Ready to Deploy, a Gundam card game podcast where Mike talks about how he almost found new locals, only to not only have been dicked out of finding new locals, found spots that didn't even know what locals were. So
Yeah, I'm just.
That was a long
fucked,
title.
boys.
it was.
I'm just cooked.
So
Daniel, how was your experience this weekend?
Yeah.
Pretty funny, you know.
he changed the profile picture. I know what that,
means he won. Yeah.
Yay!
Spoiler.
Oh, for the Facebook.
him.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? The
Well, you
Facebook
changed
group.
that profile
Actually-
picture too,
actually-
but
The Facebook group, technically I won two weeks in a row. I totally forgot last week's. But anyways,
SMHMH.
yeah, whatever. We'll bring it back to last Friday because I decided to play in the TBL just for funsies. And I played Tyrant. I don't know, I got a feeling Tyrant could be like sneakily good in this format potentially because like Purple Hybrid has to waste options for it. Velgar can't deal with that type of board unless they use their options.
Can we say
Gallimon is all.
Can we say
Gallimon
it
is
better?
all.
I think Tyrant is just one of those evergreen good decks until
Yeah,
something comes
proven
out
otherwise.
does
Yeah,
Tyrant better.
yeah, agreed. Gallon, which is another big deck in the format right now. 99% of the removal is all straight up Digimon, so Tyrant's unaffected. I will say though, it can potentially get bigger at times. What's the yo for?
Tyrant is so cheap, it's $4. I didn't realize that. That's like one of the perfect starter decks for our ideas that we were thinking of.
Yeah, for sure.
A perfect green deck.
So what else? There's a lot of Digimon effects that are removal based right now, and I think Tyrant could be a decent pick. So I was testing it out like new stuff with the NSP Tentomon Searcher. Side note, that shit is goated.
Of course.
The NSP Cobbletariamon adds so much more aggression to the deck. And then I added the NSP Herc as well, which is pretty solid. It came up, it was decent. And
What did you play that in place of?
Well, I run like 10 megas in that deck.
Yeah, but even so, I feel like you'd play 4 promo.
So mine is
3 Meta Life and 2 Ace.
Oh no, Herc, not Mega Cobbletary. I said Herc.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
bad. I always
No,
get
no.
those two mixed up.
No, those that stays the same regardless. But anyways, unfortunately, TBL didn't go well. Went 2-2. Bricked out terribly. Game round 1 against Central. Round 2, I played against Rocks. Won that one, I think 2-1, 2-0. I don't remember what it was. Again, Rocks is good, but at the same time, because like if you set up for Rocks, you can OTK to F out someone. But it's so easy to get around Fragment in today's world that it doesn't matter. There's so many decks that can bottom deck, bounce the hand, D-Digivolve, DP neg. You don't have to do regular deletion. Sure, against maybe, Gallant and Purple Hybrid, it comes up. But I mean, those decks can just go delete until you run out of sources. So it doesn't matter sometimes. So I don't know. It's cool, but at the same time, it's not cool. The 2 promos were so needed for the deck, like no one's business. Like I've never seen a deck be so reliant on those 2 promos in my life. Besides Rocks, yeah, Landromon is a 4 of that's a must, and Close is basically a 4 of as well. It's such a must too. It's crazy how much that deck needs both of those. And then round 3, I played against Imperial.
Blue green or red purple?
Blue green. He had a little bit of slow start, but then I opened with Grand Kawaga, popped his DK, and just completely slowed him down. And I was basically swinging 2 checks, game. He tried swinging with a Pyodramon. I went Izzy, redirect, game. What else? And then game 2, he bricked hard, and I got Grand Kawaga off the rip again, and I just swung out. It was too much pressure for me at that point. And then round 4, I played against Coach's Doramon deck,
Dorogoro, yep.
It's a pretty rough matchup because it's weird how that deck works, because they do a lot of effects that are to end of your opponent's turn or start a main swing, and that kind of can affect you. And so I know game 1, I didn't have the best of hands, and then he just outpaced me. And then game 2, I was trying to purposely grind it out. I didn't think he was going to be able to get so much resources, even me bottom decking his big stacks every single turn. And I was trying to, because he ended up at one point like putting double protoform in security because I attacked into her or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to trash the security. He wasn't allowing me to trash him basically because every time if I could swing over, all right, cool. He was just digivolve and digivolve into the Dex version or something like that. So it will stop the deletion, stop trashing. He wouldn't swing, or he will have to like scramble, and then you can't swing with that Digimon, and so on. So like I just kept going. I only had 2 stacks. I only had 1 stack with the trash security. So I was trying to like abuse the trashing of it, but I wasn't getting to where I wanted to. And probably hindsight, I should just swung and just let him have the protoforms, but it just kept coming back and forth. Like his recycle was just so crazy. And I thought he would just run out of resources at that point, and he just never did, which is so crazy to think. Cause like I played so many games where I'm just like, all right, I just ran out of rookies or I ran out of champions. He was just never running out. It was just crazy. So ended up just losing. I would have lost in time anyways because I already lost round 1 and so on. Then decided to run it back for our locals. Won that again. Round 1 I played against Purple Hybrid. It was more of the top end Purple Hybrid stuff where it had like yellow top end.
You mean Venus? We can call it Venus. Yeah,
Venus,
yellow,
Ancient
purple
Garuru, stuff like that. Ancient Garuru doesn't do anything to Tyrant. Same with, and he never saw Venus, so I don't know how well that would work against me, but I feel like it wouldn't be too bad.
You don't have sec +1. They can only inflict sec -1 on the Venusmon for that one turn, so you're probably fine because you can just suspend her and then swing. You don't
exactly.
That's what I was thinking
too.
You can use your start of main. You can hard drop the Kabuterimon because that's an on play, I believe. Yeah, there's ways you can
get around it. Yeah, for sure. And I put in locals. I put back the the Lopmon that gives alliance because I felt like I was missing. I always loved having that alliance piece from the Lopmon.
Yeah,
but it never popped up in all of locals when I tried it.
Just the one of.
2 of. I took out 2 Tento and put in the 2 Searcher Tentos for 2 Lopmon. And so just to try it out. And then round 2, I played against Galamon. Again, that's when I really kind of tested to see how well it can do. It's very situational in the sense of when do they pop off and when do I have enough boost to make sure I don't die, type of thing. Because they can get pretty big. They can, if they climb up the stack, they can easily get 18k no problem. Mm-hmm. So that's where I was worried about. I'm like, how do I stay at like a high threshold and not have to worry about it? And then because the way Gallon X's protection is at 0 or less for them, that the protection happens. It's very easy for bugs to go, all right, cool, evil for 4, pass turn, effect, bottom deck, so on, And so that's what ended up happening. And then ended up taking the game, I think 2-0, something like that. And then finally I played against, I don't remember what I played against. Yeah, I don't remember. I played something. Oh, regular Purple Hybrid, my fault. Regular Purple Hybrid. He's missing stuff like Galamon. He was missing some big pieces that you need in the deck, and he just never had the outs to it. And I got to the point where I wall up, and even if he had Deathlingers and rivals, it just wasn't enough for him. And I just made sure I didn't die, and then I just kept trashing security and so on, and ended up getting a game. Crazy combo of protection wise. You go, if you have a champion on board, like let's say the Kabuterimon suspended, you go for 1 block or 1 redirect, ace into Mega Kabuteri Ace. Cool, that's a redirect. And then you go ace into a Shivamon, and then you could bomb deck something else and just completely ruin board state for them while you're still protected. That stack will just forever have Digimon protection. Because the new Shivamon Ace is so good. I love it. Such a good card. And the fact that it has its own protection too is goated.
Shivamon is
that's how it looks.
Right.
Might consider running it for Ulti Cup.
I would do it. Is
Not a
that
bad
this
idea.
weekend or is that next week?
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. And then make sure you top. Then I want to see a Tyrant deck profile that outperforms APOC Purple. That's your
Yeah,
goal.
it's never happened.
That's the
Probably
goal,
not.
baby.
Hey, you never know, baby.
I
You
would
never
have to
know.
like legit win the whole tournament if that was the
Do
case.
it. Do it. Just don't brick. You fucking brick machine.
I know. That's why I have like, a million searchers in that deck, man. In that Tyrant deck. Bro,
You know what
I kid you not. Against Purple Hybrid, I legitimately at one point played 3 to 4 searchers and I had about 4 I had like legit 4 trainings on board just chilling.
Sheesh.
I was like,
You know-
I'm gonna get my pieces one way or the other.
You know what you need to do? You need to make sure that you're doing even if it's a quick like pile shuffle, like boom, 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 like 2 separate piles, and then do whatever other shuffles you do. Because the way that you be bricking up sometimes, bro, I'm like,
Yo, I was
there's
doing a
just
play
no
test.
way.
I was doing a playtest with Gino afterwards. I kid you not. My hand at one point was legitimately in a row. I drew cards where it was triple jack rate and then triple rivals. I was like, this is not real life. This is not real life.
Yeah, man.
Michael, my hand, I was like, yo, I
Hey.
scooped it up because I was like, there's no point playing this. I showed my hand. It was triple jack rate, triple rivals, a calling, and then a tamer or something like that. I was like, where's my Digimon? On the bottom, it was like triple fucking Belgra. Some shit. I was like, ain't no way.
On the bright side, you can delete stuff with rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Give 'em
whole 7
every single
cost,
time.
baby.
Hey, that's a good amount of memory if you're killing an ace.
I wasn't
guess
killing
so.
aces. He was playing bunnies.
Sounds like you were not
Yeah,
having a
no.
good time then.
In that one game, I was not.
So before we move on to our main topic, let me tell you about our sponsor for today, Dueling. If you guys don't know Dueling Guard is a pretty awesome place. They've got deck boxes, TCG bags, binders, sleeves, and the sort. I've only had a Dueling Guard deck box. I bought it from a friend. Their drops are very exclusive. When their drops come out, they'll have basically different anime IPs, which is pretty cool. So one of the latest ones I'm looking at is Dandadan. Mike, what were you looking at? Was it a Blackbeard one?
Yeah, Blackbeard deck box.
Yeah, that Blackbeard deck box is pretty tough.
For
Mike's
my
picking up
Blackbeard leader.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Mike's picking up my Luffy deck box. Dan wants a TCG bag, and I want a TCG bag, so I'll be picking those up soon. But they got a lot of cool stuff. We're affiliated with them. If you use code DigiGuard at checkout, you get 5% off your order, and then of course we'll get a kickback. But I find that to be pretty cool. It's the first affiliation that we've had where you guys actually get a discount for supporting us. So we appreciate you guys that are looking at stuff. And if you go and you buy from Dueling Guard, make sure you use our code. Yeah, pretty cool stuff there. The other sponsor for today is the Tamers Battle League. Make sure you get out and join Wednesday and Friday night at 7 p.m. Come have some fun on webcam. You get to play some Digimon with people who also want to play Digimon. We've got pricing right now supported by EX8. We got playmats that we give out and sleeves, and you got other pricing choices. We've got raffles that go on for free entry and store credit. Yeah, store credit. It's a cool time. It's a fun time. We stream every TBL as long as we hit 4 people to fire off. So it's always a fun time, even if you can't play, to watch. Recent streams have been anchored down by Dan and co-host. So it's cool. You guys get to see someone other than me talk, and you get to see Dan in his native element with people who's not named Varney.
Native element.
In his native element.
It's just become the Dan show. That's all it is. It's a Dan plus show.
The Dan plus, Dan featuring. So cool times, fun times. Appreciate you all. Love the support that you guys give us in any way. Our topic for today, we're going to be talking about reprints. Reprints, a pretty big topic in the Digimon card game community. First and foremost, what I'll lead it off with is Bandai's Japanese.
Hey, real quick. Speaking of reprints, we're getting a shiny bordered fake Jerry. I am hyped for that.
Ooh, you mean like the color border?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, he said shiny borders. Say it with your
Sorry.
chest, Dan. Don't let him correct you.
It's the
Let him
same
know.
thing that I'm
Let
talking
him know what the
about.
fuck you just said.
We also got news, since Dan just mentioned that, we also got news that in EX9 versus Monsters, we are going to get another Analog Boy and Analog Man.
Yeah,
and we're going to get cards that
Digimon
strengthen
support.
the 2 starter decks that are coming out, which are the Adventure Traded starter decks, as well as World Convergence.
Yep.
So
wait, there's more. New Digimon, new Tamers from Digimon Liberator too.
More Dinomon support, baby. More
No one
Rock
said
support.
Dinomon. No one said Rock's Otter. Let's relax.
It said Digimon Liberator. New Digimon.
Liberator.
New
From
Tamers.
Digimon Liberator.
We've gotten most of the characters, so now it's just more support.
We're not getting bum ass Rock support. Just stop.
Why are you so? What do you have against Rocks? He has so much animosity. I've seen animosity towards
it's
a
so
deck.
disappointing. It's such a disappointing deck. That's why.
I'm not gonna lie. That the colored bordered fake Jerry looks fucking awful.
Don't be hating on my girl.
Any of the white cards do, because it's like, it was already white, and now we're just gonna make it more. It's like white.
It's gray around it.
Yeah,
that's what it becomes.
I hate this.
But also aside though, it's probably going to be finally some Owen Dreadnought support finally, because he has not gotten anything yet.
Well, Owen's line should be coming out in BT21, I believe they said, and we're supposed to get also Zenith's line, or at least more support for them. They said we don't know what exactly. So we still have BT21 reveals to go through, but yes. So,
anyways, back to reprints.
Reprints. I just want to start off by saying. Bandai is a Japanese company, and if you guys have played any Japanese card game, you'll know Japanese companies are notoriously horrible for reprints. I guess Konami can be considered exception, so to say.
Well, all right. So here's what Konami will do.
Go ahead.
So Konami will get they'll print a card that is like $150 a piece. You need 3 of them to play the deck, and then you'll be like, "Damn, that's really expensive." I'll just wait for the reprint, and then the reprint doesn't come for a year. And then sometimes finally, and then after 4 or 5 years, it gets reprinted enough that it's like a 2-cent card. So you just have to wait a really long time. Or what they'll do is they'll print a card that's like $150, and then they're like, okay, fine, we'll reprint it, and then they make it like a more expensive version, like a higher rarity.
Okay.
So, but sometimes you get lucky.
But a lot of times they, especially the last, I know. Like me and Mike haven't played IRL TCG.
Been a minute.
2018-ish.
Hey, I have a max rarity Heroes deck.
That
I have never played once ever.
But anyways, after us, I know they started doing the yearly tins that they did was legitimate reprints of all the secrets and ultras of that year.
That's the only reason I know that they're somewhat decent. Because of those tins.
Yeah. They also, because they've
been doing side prints, and then they do the new side prints. Side sets. Some side sets have reprints now. They do reprint sets again, in higher rarity stuff. So just recently they did the 25th century Bonanza thing, where every single card comes QCR, and they're all reprints of goated cards over the past 25 years of Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They do that quite often. They had a gold. They had a couple years. They have these gold bundles where they're gold looking.
Yeah, they're gold
rarity.
Foiling.
They're ugly. But they're cool at the same time.
Whoa, some of them
kind of look bad. Some of them look bad.
Cool. Come on.
And they used to do that for a bit too. They will have multiple reprints in a year, and it just depends on the year as well. I think they do more reprints nowadays than they did when me and Mike played.
Yeah,
way more
consistently.
Well, I think every set now always has those quarter century rares now, which are the chase cards now.
Those are the new ulti rares. But
basically. So I feel like having those in the set kind of take over the price of the other cards now. It's kind of I don't know.
It would be 250 versus the secret rare will be now 80 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of helped. Or even I don't know, let me just go to TCG Play. Let me pull up a random set. All right, crossover breakers. The highest quarter, the most expensive secret rare from the set's $240 $40, $250, and then the like non fucking quarter century secret rare is $35. So
yeah, I know that much of my Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge. I know from the last maybe like 3 or 4 years, because I remember when I was trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh IRL, I was picking up those tins, ancient memory tins and stuff from Target and place. Yeah, and those were just, they had such good reprints and stuff, man. But that was definitely a very recent thing. They're not the model example for long, but that is better than probably any other Japanese card game.
Well, a tin a year guaranteed. Tins were guaranteed every year, basically. And then sometimes they would do a reprint set in general. That was not always the case per year.
They don't really do reprint sets though anymore, right? Because they're just tins.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
They do. They do reprint
that's what
sets.
Like that 25th century quarter QCR rarity bump stuff. Like
they
did a lot recently.
They also will give reprints in starter decks, which is where you always get really, really good reprints in the starter decks. Well, not always. Dude, I saw Nibiru.
The new Blue Eyes. The new Blue Eyes.
It got
shit
Nib.
is
I got
heard
Nib
those
and I got
decks
Infinite
are-
Impermanence and Ash, bro. I saw that
Ash,
shit, dude.
It's Ash, Nib, Imperm, and then
Called by the Grave, too.
Yeah, and Droll. I think Droll.
I heard
was in
those
there,
structure
something
decks
that. I was
are
like, that was
insane products for
crazy.
Yu-Gi-Oh right
The
now.
new Blue Eyes one is cracked in the sense of like reprint.
Just the fact that Nib isn't there.
Is it on Master Duel?
What, the new Blue Eyes?
Yeah.
I don't know. It won't be until like next year.
Okay. I so that's a topic.
Master Duel was like behind about like
I didn't know how they keep up in
a
terms of
year or
meta.
so.
Because I know Master Duel is its own meta. I didn't know if they keep it behind or if they just kind of verge on separate paths. Okay.
We can
I
talk
think
about it later.
they use like OCG, don't they?
Both.
Dude, that's right. It's a weird combination.
That's what I was talking about. Okay, that's fine. That's a topic for another day. Anyways, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is probably the best example and also simultaneously the worst example. You can't use Pokemon because Pokemon is rotation. I don't believe in rotation. I don't like rotation. I don't ever want to really play a game that has rotation. And that's for my own personal reasons, which we're going to get into in a little bit. All the other card games, Card Fight sucks when it comes to reprints. Every Bushiroad game sucks when it comes to reprints. Obviously, Bandai is no better. And I mean, that's kind of like the big three of Japanese card game: Bushiroad, Bandai, Konami. So the only other place you can look at is Magic, and Magic is in its own weird fucking spot because of everything that Magic is, whether you're playing Standard or Commander, whether you're like, it's just...
Yeah. Well, it depends on, sometimes they're good with so if the card can be reprinted, then usually it will be at some point. It's just... they're just a weird. WotC's weird. Like they also do reprint sense, but they combine like the reprint sense in with like new sets. Like let's say like I don't know, I'll take like Modern Masters or some shit, like or whatever. Like they'll print cards that are for Modern in that set. Like they'll print the cards that are heavily played that are expensive in that set, but then they'll also print new cards for that. Like it's like weird how they do it. But they also suck at it. I mean, I don't want to say suck at it. It's just Magic. A lot of Magic cards are really expensive. So like people will get fucking mad if they reprint cards. Like people get fucking pissed.
And the TLDR is, I mean, every card game company basically sucks when it comes to reprints. And nobody's really cracked the code, so to say. Or I guess to Mike's point, Mike will probably talk about is One Piece. But it's so weird that like One Piece is like the like good one to look at, and it's a Bandai game that's younger than Digimon, but then has the better reprint strategy. But that's probably due to the failed nature of RB1. Mike's talked about in the past what One Piece's reprint set looks like. It is crazy because One Piece is only on set 10, just coming out in NA, so they already have a reprint set. And they're just getting set 10.
Well, what's even crazier to me about the reprint set, imagine if Digimon did a reprint set, but they reprinted every SP. Or not every SP, but every one of the chase cards, right? So they didn't reprint the SPs for One Piece. But imagine they did a reprint set, and in that reprint set, there's a chance to pull a God Pack. And in that God Pack, had every single of the golds, like Magna X, gold Gallant, gold Beal Starmon, like every, like it had a chance to just pull those face cards. That's basically what One Piece did for their fucking base set. And let me tell you, that set is fucking expensive as shit to buy now. That, like, it cannot be understated how crazy of a set this was for One Piece and how much of like of a failure it was for Digimon with like RB01. Like it's actually so wild, the pair roll. That has nothing to do, in my opinion, with like the player base though. That's just Bandai using Digimon players as like how do we do a reprint set? Not like that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Which, for what it's worth, I've heard people speak in the past about various topics relating to RB1. And I really think it's very understated the impact that RB1 had on the community, that it had on product ordering, and that it had on future product releases. RB1 was such a failed set from a commercial perspective. Bandai made their money, the stores did not. And because the stores didn't make their money, even though Bandai made their money, the reception severely shaped and impacted everything about how we get things in Digimon. And I'll be honest, at the end of the day, I just wish that like the teams like talked. Like, hey, One Piece, what's working well for you? Well, we just did this reprint set where we reprinted all these cards and we gave them the reprints of all these SPs and stuff. Okay, cool. Let's try that for Digimon because it worked for you guys. Surely it'll work for them. No, we're just going to keep getting what I guess has become our reprint set as the LM sets, which are smaller. What if you guys don't know what the LM sets are? We don't get them in the same way in English. LM sets in Japan are these small boxes, very small. Hold on, I'll show you.
And honestly, while you're about to show everyone, it is honestly such a shame that we don't actually just get the LM sets here.
Yeah, this is basically what their LM set is. It's a small box with just a few packs, and they typically have reprints of cards, some new cards, and typically some sort of alternate arts. That's what Japan's LM sets have been. Our first getting of the LM set was combined with RB1. That was the Ghost Game set. LMs 2 through 4, I believe, were compacted into this, the special limited set. And we're getting LM5 as box toppers for RSB 2.5 or BT21. I don't remember. And then nothing announced for the future LM sets, of course. But in Japan, for what it's worth, they get these reprints, and it's okay for them. Yeah. We, however, they have not figured out how to effectively give the English playing market reprints.
Well, I think what's going to happen, they're going to keep doing the LM set, but then it will be printed the way it is worldwide, how it is for Japan when the time comes.
I hope so, because
I honestly don't mind that. I would like to get LM as its own thing. Because let's put it this way, right?
Because it seems like they're not changing that.
I think this set was really good for what it was. You got your alternate art cards that you could have gotten from the event packs. You got your new cards. I think if you bought 2 of these boxes, you got a play set of all the new text cards.
Yeah, I believe so.
So $70-ish, and you're set, you know?
I don't know. So my big thing about us not getting the same thing as Japan is that it lets Bandai be fucking scumbags here. I don't know what Japan gets for their like regionals or whatever, but
they don't have regionals.
Well, you know what I mean, like their events, right?
Yeah.
So like I don't know what cards they get, like what arts or whatever, but the fact that Bandai was like, okay guys, you guys get Protoform from the LM set as your event pack card or a regional participation card, whatever the fuck it is. However,
it was an event pack card.
Yeah. Well, they did an event pack card, but they did it again as another.
It's still an event pack card. It's a special event pack 2025.
Yeah, whatever. So they literally just used the LM art, and it's like, come on, bro. If you're gonna fucking be a cunt, at least give us new art, like
right?
No, scumbags.
That's a fact. And that's something I've always hated about the way that they give us some of these cards. I hate color borders for regionals. It's not enticing. It doesn't make me want to play. I don't give two shits.
I mean,
New arts,
it's weird because it's like they pick and choose because some of them they'll do new arts and then
some of them get great
don't do
arts.
new arts.
Beautiful fucking arts too. Like honestly, like some of the best arts in the game are from the like participation or event packs or whatever, dude. But like I just don't understand like. And you can just tell like they split it up purposefully, and there's nothing wrong with like I don't know. There's just I have so many thoughts on this, so I'm just like coming out jumbled. But like, okay, I think that people want to compete in regionals already for Digimon. So like, yes, there should be good prizing, which we've always wanted good prizing for regionals. So Protoform, fantastic card to give us a reprint for, because it's an expensive card. Like that is an incentive to play, right? Like you pull this, you just actually made your money back for signing up for the event, basically, right?
And if you top, you get more and more chances.
Exactly, right? So it's fantastic incentive. However, what really pisses me off about it is like, this should have been something we were already given. Like for everyone to just be able to go out and buy. There should have not been any like gotcha, like, oh, I have to open this event pack to try and pull it, right? It should have just been distributed through the LM set, which we never got. Or distributed as some kind of box topper. Or some other way to get
your point. That color border should have been whether box topper or something. It should have been easier accessible. And then they should have given us a unique art for playing in the regional. I think that would have been the perfect solution. You get people to want to play because there's a reason Protoform is expensive. It's a good card. And everybody's using it, right? Give it a unique art. That's not just the alt art. We're past the EX5 print period and sell period. So give us a new alt art. And then in every other way, whether it's a store tournament winner promo, or it's I don't really care for like box toppers like that unless they're like guaranteed. But even if it was a box topper, then you can give us the colored foils. I just hate these colored foils as the incentive for participating, because it's,
I don't know.
You could pull a BT Thursday Gallimon.
You can, and that card is gorgeous.
That's the box topper, right? That's for BT. It's for RC.
Yeah, isn't that the
it's a secret, but no, it's the. I thought it was the box topper. It's the box.
It's a box topper. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never
mind. But to that effect, like I have no problem with the colored borders, but it is like inherently kind of like a lazy thing to like.
It is right. I don't have a problem with them either.
I think they look fantastic.
Not my incentive.
Like, I'm not gonna say that they don't look great. Like they're very pretty cards, but it's
you just shit talk Jerry.
Well, Jerry. All right, so let me take that back. With the exception of the fucking option, I feel like the option cards always look shitty, dude.
Heaven's Judgment is okay.
Even the Rivals Barrage, the Rivals
sucks because purple, the blue on the cards is such a close shade to purple that the purple doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, they're just they're okay, but like I don't think that they should be like. So all right, I hate to do this.
I think they're fine. They're fine for commons and uncommons. They're not fine for super rares.
So I think they're also fine. But when I look at Digimon, who is owned by Bandai, and then I look at the stuff that Bandai gives their other card games when they like compete in events, I go, we're actually getting shafted. That's just how I feel. I'm like, damn, and it's weird because they will just give us actual like events, like actual new arts, and then they split it with these foil colors. So it's like I want to say that they're assholes, but also they're still giving us new art. So it's like this weird split. They're like okay, well you might get this cool art, but also you might just get our rehashed.
So let me put it in perspective. I understand that Digimon doesn't get the One Piece level of sales, the One Piece basically popularity or whatever, but I'm gonna share my screen here quick. Let's take a look at this. So this is the One Piece regionals for 2025. This is what you get for participating.
I'm signed up for the Virginia Beach one.
Oh, is it because it's in person? That's why you're signed up?
Yes, sir. It's because it's in person, and I can drive to.
That's like the closest.
I can drive to it on a weekend. Yeah,
that's like the closest we've gotten in terms of Bandai events. Period. Since like. I don't know. I guess Battle Spirits.
Well, for Digimon, I can go to Niagara Falls, right?
I guess, yeah.
Crazy.
So their participation, they're going to get a participation pack, which we'll look at. They get one event pack. So one of these 4 cards, which mind you are all alternate arts. These are not colored borders. They're not rehash arts. No.
So those are actually so the Shanks, like you click on the Shanks, that's actually a promo. So yeah. So
they're already plussing there. They're getting booster packs for participate. What the
yes, you get 6 booster packs just for participating.
Okay. You already got me scuffed there. Yeah. So here's the requirements, for 256, 512, but we'll skip those. 128, you get a Black Dawn card. You're getting Sanji sleeves, another event pack. 64.
Gold Dawn too.
Gold Dawn.
They look really pretty.
64 is another event pack and a unique art Nami. And then
and by the way, those are always worth fucking money.
Yes, they are. Top 32, you get your regional finalist card set, which we'll look at down below. 16, you get a Zoro, another Gold Dawn, your finals invite. Top 8, you get a Sanji, a Gold Dawn, a Ace Serial card. For second place, you get a second place playmat, and champion, you get the champion playmat, the champion cards, and more sleeves. So event pack, they're getting boosters, unique art cards. This is their judge pack. They don't have it listed on this page then, but they're you can already tell they're getting so much for just participating. And let's go take a look at a card that I know very well. Here's a Kuzan from the original tournament runs. This Kuzan was like either top 32 or top 64 for participating, is $950 currently, right? If we look at the other Championship 2023 cards from One Piece, they're all equivalently up there in price. I guess Jozu's the cheapest, and because Whitebeard ain't shit right now. But I would assume that we can look at the 2024 cards this way, and Brook 330, Sanji's 300. Let's see what the cheapest one is.
They're all expensive.
Hirohoshi is the cheapest at 280. Hidatsu is 220. Like, they have all of these cards. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing this part of my screen. Whoops. They have all of these cards. This is last year. This is all the cards that they get for topping, for winning. Unique art cards that they get in addition, not in place of, in addition to their serial card, in addition to their event packs, in addition to their Gold Dawn. Like, they have so much incentive to play in a One Piece region. And for us Digimon players, our incentive is
might as well just look up Digimon's 2025 regionals run right now.
I don't want to. It's so bad. It's disgusting, really. Now that I've looked at it in comparison. Sorry, Lucas. You're gonna have to switch it back. So participation, regional card set, and 3 special event pack. No, we don't get booster packs, but okay, whatever. I guess I can. Top 64, another event pack. Top 32, finalist card set and sleeves. Top 16, finals invite. Top 8, finalist card set. Top 2, champion card set. Champion gets a playmat. Special event pack is okay. You get a Shadramon reprint, the protoform.
Hey, look at that fire analog youth.
Analog youth is pretty good looking.
The analog youth is solid. But that's what I mean. It's like they'll give us a beautiful art like that.
And then a bunch of, color borders. Junk. And then I think our participation cards, it's weird. Why haven't we seen? Oh, this must be coming up in the reveals. Probably because it's coming up in the reveals for.
Hey, but all those arts are fire, and all
these
really
arts are absolutely fire. But like One Piece is getting also fire arts and more fire arts, because if you top 64, you're also getting, let's say, like a War Greymon, and then top 32 you're also getting like a All Force, and top 8 you're getting like a Examon. Like I wish.
My issue. Wait, go. Can you scroll up just a tad bit? Wait, down a little bit. Sorry. Top 32 says finalist card set season 1, and then top 8 is finalist card set season 1, 2. Is that the same thing?
You get, so basically if you top 8, you're getting 2 finalist card sets. Yes.
And that's my issue. Why did we lose the Omnimon serialized card? Like, sure, you don't have to have Omnimon as the serialized number. You could have had something else that was different. But why, if you're a top 8, like, why are you losing out on a serialized card? That's so ass in that aspect for sure.
And you know what? It's like, okay, it's not like they're printing.
And people love those.
They love them.
Serialized Omnions. That was a great ass thing they had for all of last year. Unfortunately, I didn't get my hand on one. But
and my thing is like, okay, it's not like they have to print an entire new set, right? Let's say you print 500 serialized cards. You just have to use the printer 500 fucking times. Like, it's not like
it's not a big drain on the supply chain.
Exactly. It's like what I'm saying. So it's like I can't, there's no fucking way that it costs them so much money that they're just like, we can't do it. You know, like there's just no way.
That's more of my issue is that top 8, you gave us something awesome all of last year and then you took it away again for some odd reason.
And events went well last year. It's not like we had
right.
It's not like we were like no one was showing up to play. So it just really pisses me off because I don't know, like look at all the stupid resources and money they put into a game that fucking language. I'm just mad about it whenever I think about Bandai. Look at the amount of money and resources they put into a game like Battle Spirit Saga that they just killed off. Like, can you guys just put some extra effort into Digimon? And I think that's what I always try to explain to people is like, I argue a lot because I'm an argumentative person. You know, the fact that I even have friends is amazing because frankly, I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
but like, I literally like, there's nothing wrong with liking Digimon. I love Digimon. It's such a good game to play. But I get so mad when people are like, oh, yay, Bandai gave us a random reprint. Woo. Like, come on, brother. We are getting fucked. Like, it just bothers me so much. Like, I can literally see what this company does for other games.
We're looking at it right now with Dragon Ball. They're getting a limited pack, which is the equivalent of like, let's say the special event pack, plus their energy markers because that's what they have, plus on a promo pack. And then they're getting the same alt arts that One Piece is getting for top 64, for top 32, etc. They still have their serial card. Yes, there's like 1,000 or 1,500 or some shit, but they still have a serial card. And there's incentive for them to try to play. And we have a lowly special event pack. And then this rehashed 3 times because you get this for participating with a participant stamp, you get this for topping with a finalist stamp, and then you get this for winning with a champion stamp.
And it's so truly
if you win, you get a whole playset.
Yes, you get a whole playset for winning. Like,
and it's truly a shame because those are look at the art. Like, click that image again. That, in my opinion, is the best art from any of the cards we've looked at so far. Right? Is like here on these Digimon cards. Like, it's just so disappointing that it's not more, right? Like, I don't know. It's just it's disheartening. And again, it's like we're not printing a whole brand new set. We're not. I don't know. It's not like I don't feel like Digimon players should be are asking for a lot here. Where we're just like, hey Bandai, can you give us the same stuff, like the same decency you give the other games that you have? I don't even know. Like, do we even like? I've never even looked into Battle Spirit pricing before. But before they took away the cash pricing or whatever, like after they took away the cash pricing, I should say, did they still have fire like participation stuff? Like, did they still have like someone let me know in the comments?
Don't have.
Were they still getting better shit than we get for Digimon? Like, I need to know because it drives me fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's honestly such a shame. And that factors in. If you guys are wondering why we're kind of talking about this again, if you listen to past podcasts, because it's a part of the reprint conversation. Like, One Piece isn't using their regionals for reprints, realistically. All of those cards are just extra arts.
That's a whole other argument.
Because we're going into unification. I wonder if they're just doing this just to unify all the stuff that's here until we future unify, and then they could just make up whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to catch up on so much stuff that Japan has already that we don't have. Is it weird how they giving it to us? Sure, because they're like, all right, we'll just give it to you as regional stuff. I don't know. I'm just like,
no, they don't have these arts.
I'm just wondering like what? No, besides the arts, I'm talking about like the LM stuff and whatnot. Like,
yeah, but they gave us.
It's just so weird how. Like they're just doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're waiting for that. Like, I don't know. I feel like Bandai's on this weird ass. We're waiting for unification to do things.
Well, you
know
can't even say that though, because they gave us the special limited set. They gave us the special limited booster box.
I know.
They just removed the cards from it. Like, so there's no other explanation for what they did besides removing the cards to use as participation packs. They were like, fuck, we have nothing. Let's just use them.
Yeah, I know. So like when we first got the original Protoform, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they like already announce to us that Protoform was going to be in the regional packs before the LM set? That's why we got it that way.
I can't remember the wording that was around it, but basically they said that we were going to get cards from the LM set, but I think it only referred to the new text cards. I don't think it referred to the arts, the reprints that they got.
Okay, but even then,
I thought it was something weird.
Let's take
it's just weird how they doing things, I guess. I don't know.
It is weird, but like, let's take a deeper dive, right? In the event pack 7, right, that the Protoform came in, we also got the Chaosdramon X antibody that was also in the special limited set.
Right.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Well, because that whole event pack 7 was the Alam arts that we didn't receive from Japan.
We also got the tournament packs promos too, because that was the My Otis X in them and stuff too. In that pack.
That's what I'm saying, though, Varney. It like that event pack 7 also had cards in it from the set that we did get, from the special limited set we actually got.
Yeah. So what it was that was them giving us the cards that Japan got in their LM set, giving it to us. And then whenever they decided that they were going to concoct this idea to bring out a special limited with all the cards that they did, they were like, we'll also throw in these cards. But not all of the cards. It was, a specific subset. I think it was all the new, that's what it was. It was all the new art cards. That's why we got the Chaos X, the Sister Mons, and I don't remember what other new arts there were. But that's why we didn't get Protoform, why we didn't get
Imperial.
Protoform is the only one that's relevant. I don't remember any of the other cards, but that's why we didn't get Protoform in Special Limited, because it wasn't a new art card, which brings into the conversation, why did Protoform in SR get a color border instead of a new fucking art?
Twice. Okay, the first time I will let it slide completely. Okay, fine. If you want to give us the cards we didn't get in the LM set, I'm just thankful you're giving to them at this point, right? But the fact that these motherfuckers were like, fucking give it to them again. That's crazy.
Yeah, nah.
Bro, it is so funny, isn't it? So on the topic of talking about like reprints and cards, let's go take a deeper dive into looking at the market for these cards.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I had an argument the other week, and someone told me, they were like, we should be thankful that Bandai is giving this reprint to us in a participation pack. Like go out and sign up for this event and try and pull the card. Like, brother, these people don't have Protoform and they don't want to spend money on Protoform. Do you think they want to compete in a fucking regionals? They just want to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, no, if you are in a serious, let's take a step back. Look at this fucking seriously. If you are like, all right, I don't want to spend $35 or whatever on this fucking card. And why would anyone obviously there's gonna be people that are gonna want to compete in like regionals and shit. But, like, if you are really taking like the game competitively seriously, right? You probably have Protoforms
bought the card. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So like these people that need the card reprinted are probably not going out of their way to fucking sign up for a regional.
They're the same people that we advocated for last week. The casuals.
Yes.
It's the reprints for the casuals, not the reprints for the competitive players.
Full circle, baby. Okay. All right. Continue.
Seriously.
I'm gonna take a step back. But fuck, man. God.
No, but it's a serious part of the conversation. So yeah, let's go take a look at this. So here's X Antibody Protoform. This is a $37 card base rarity from EX5. When this set dropped in January last year, we don't go that far back because we're in February right now. This card was $10 on release. It was a $10 SR. I know I picked up my copies because I was like, this card is great for an SR. Bonkers. This card slowly went up over
those people
time.
that didn't buy them, it sucks to suck because you should have bought them when you had a chance.
They really were shit out of luck. It went up
Let
to
me stop.
$20 not too far after. Can I get that off the screen? There we go. It went up to $20 not too far after, and then it skyrocketed. We hit 25, $30 in September, spiked up to 47 for base rarity, and it's been hovering at that $40 price point since. We then, obviously, let's take a look at the alternate art here, which is currently $53. This was always expensive. I think this was $30 on release, basically. Yeah. Oh, it was even cheaper. It was like 25 last year. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, 25. And then when the price of regular protoforms started going up, this obviously went up, and this is now a $50 alt art, right? Our reprint, this event pack protoform,
Which,
came out.
by the way, looks fucking worse than the normal one. Sorry.
It does. On release, a paltry $23. So if we take a look at the timeline, this was about and beginning of October, $26. So beginning of October, right here, also $26. So you had a base rarity, and the other one, same price, whatever. The alternate art in October was probably still sitting at the same price by the looks of it. Yeah, about $30. So it helped a touch. But then people realized, man, we need more protoforms, and these cards aren't so easy to pull from the event packs. And so yes, now this protoform, Event Pack 7 protoform, is a $35 card, and we're going to get another printing of it again. And I think the perfect example to look at here is Digimon. Digimon on release, this card was, I want to say $30.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's $14 to bring.
I know, right? What a card to look at.
Wow, that is cheap as fuck now.
So up a year ago, this card was $60, and it's come down in price now for two reasons. Number one, reprints, but also because in terms of meta play, the format, you don't really need Digimon as much as you can make better with other cards like Medieval Gallantmon. But even prior to Medieval Gallantmon, you weren't really playing Digimon in too many decks. You're probably playing it in, I would say, 50% of competitive decks, and it wasn't a card that you absolutely needed to play. That being said, $60, it dropped here about $40 in August, and it's been on a decline ever since. The alt art, same trend. It's now $30 art. I remember when that shit was $100. Yeah, here it is. $100 in May. Sharp decline, $60, and now it's cheap. So if we take a look, the first reprint that we got for this was also an Event Pack 7. $17 is what it is right now. On drop, card was $46. So at its peak here, beginning of October, let's take a look at the base art Digimon. Beginning of October is right here. So Digimon dropped from, well, it was already dropping, but it now solidified at about the $40 price point. And the alternate art in October solidified after a severe drop here at about 55. And then because of the Event Pack 7 card, this card came down even more. But then we also got this card in the special limited set, which I think was
amazing art.
Yeah, I do like that art. I'm sure it's textured.
Fantastic.
Right there. We got this card in December. $25 on release, and it basically covered and then came down. This is because of meta relevant play, but 25, let's look at the median price of $20 in mid-December. The Event Pack 7 card was also around the same price at 28, and the base art dropped. And that's where we hit $20, right? So in theory, Protoform here should follow the same trend, but this is a more meta-relevant card. It's played in way more decks, and you don't play it at 1 to 2. Typically, you're playing this card at 2 to 3, if not 4 of the deck you're playing. So this brings up the topic of how do reprints in the way that Bandai gives us these reprints affect the price of these cards, both positively and negatively. You know, in the case of Protoform, we got that one reprint, and it honestly, it barely made a dent. But for Digimon, comboed with meta relevance, because we have to take that into account, we brought the price down a lot. Ruin Mode is another one that on release was expensive, and Ruin Mode right now is basic. Honestly, it's still expensive. If we can say it for what it is.
It is expensive.
It's a $40 base, $50 alt, and a fucking $57 reprint art, right? So like, these reprints, would we get reprints? And the reason we're even talking about reprints is because a topic came up in Discord the other day. We got notice that the Paladin mode, guys know Paladin, you know that John's expensive. I think he's like a $15 SR minimum and maybe like $60, $70 alt. We're getting a Paladin mode ace reprint for, I think it's Store Tournament?
Pre-release.
It's for the release event. Release event. Which you get in both a non-foil base version, and then the champion is getting a foiled version. Whatever. So, that's a good topic to bring up because this person was talking about not advocating for or against necessarily, or really just like talking about the discussion of it, but they were saying that they feared that reprints were in a way, I have to say it for what it is. They said that reprints aren't good because they basically decrease, like depending on the card that you're reprinting, it decreases the value of that card. And then for for people with collections, it makes it hard to flip those cards if they want to get out the game and such and whatnot. Basically about giving value to the collection. A comment here. It is more of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, accessibility with set cards would be a lot better. On the other hand, depending on how the reprints are distributed, it will tank the overall value of that set card. I had to make the comment because I didn't want to paint them in a bad light. But it's a comment that I wanted to talk about because first of all, I couldn't put my thoughts into text. It was like so much I wanted to say. That being said, as a card game player, and I say that, I'm a card game player, okay? I'm not a card game collector. Well, sure, I am. I collect cards, but I am first and foremost a card game player. If I can get a card for cheap, I want that card for cheap. In no world do those Magna X's I got sitting over there somewhere. If Bandai came out and like banned it, or let's say the game died, would I kick myself in the ass for not selling it? Yeah, I mean, sure. It was right now it's lowest listed, I think like 900. So I could have made, let's say like 16, somewhere between like $1,200 to $1,600. Yeah, sure. I'd kick myself in the ass for that. That's lost money. But me personally, I also look at it in the light of, I enjoy these arts. I pulled one and I paid what I thought to be a fair price for the other one. And I acknowledge that I'm putting my money into something that is, realistically speaking, very volatile. It may not seem that way, but it is extremely volatile because anything can happen. But let's put it this way. Live in the United States of America. Certain someone is doing some fucky shit with the borders and tariffs and all the shit coming in. It's very likely that Bandai could be like either A, too expensive, we got to up the MSRP, or B, we're not shipping anything until X date or until this changes or until that happens. There's so many factors outside of our control that Digimon could tank realistically because we can't get it for some reason. I like them and I keep them because I like looking at them. I like having them. I like the feeling of having them. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with essentially losing $1,200 to $1,600 because I like these cards. I'm okay with my collection that is probably worth, if I had to put a number on it, at least $5,000. I'm okay with my $5,000 collection being worth nothing in a month's time because something happened. The game died. We can't get the cards. Bandai's not sending it here anymore, or MSRP went up, or and nobody's playing it, or just whatever bullshit, right? And I think that's what a lot of people forget, that, as important, I think it's become part of like the culture, so to say. If you look at like all the people crazing about Pokemon, what was it? Shimmering Skies or some shit, who were like punching each other in Costco and fighting. The same for Pokemon 151. Like, that sort of mentality has leaked its way into all other card games because everybody who wants to make a quick buck is looking at these other card games. They're like, how can I make that money? But me, the card game player, I'm looking at it. Also good.
The issue also, when cards blew up in prices, it was COVID time. That was the reason why cards got so expensive. to sell, and that's why people were on that craze, because everybody was like, "Oh my god, you can make so much money off of such and such card." After COVID, you know how many cards, for example, like your Yu-Gi-Oh, like prices plummeted, just in general, like collector type cards. I'm talking about like those, you know, first edition, like Elemental Hero, Wingman, or something like that. Flame Wingman, like those things used to be like during COVID time, they were like 1,000 plus easy. Now they're easy like $500. Like that's how extreme the card market has changed. So like nowadays, because we're after that, we're not there. People still think that mentality is still the same. No, it's not anymore, because there's so much accessibility to these cards again.
It kind of is, just depending on what you're looking at.
Sure. Magic is the very exception. Even back then, when during COVID
always
time,
was.
Magic was extremely expensive. And I guarantee if you look at what the Magic prices was in COVID and versus now, I guarantee it's dropped off a decent amount. Obviously, the difference between like, you know, a 20,000 card versus a $15,000 card, you know what I'm saying? Like the difference is like, you know, whatever, but like,
right.
It's still there though. That drop off still is there. It's just certain card games more expensive just in general versus others. So like, it's just weird to have that mentality for Digimon when you're not even talking about chase cards.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about chase cards, it makes sense for collector's value, sure. If you're a madman, like I don't know, like Digipan, who's like he gets like
but Digipan is a collector.
Yeah, I know.
Digipan is a
he also
collector.
Plays.
But right, and he plays, but that's different, right? Because as a collector, he already knows that like he's not collecting it for value. I know he's collecting it for pure sentimental value. So sure, he puts a price tag on his collection, but at the same time, like me, if the game were to go to shit and for whatever reason, if those cards drop in price, there's no love lost. We spent our money, we got the cards we like, and we have it for life.
Arguably, just hear me out. For like those SPs and stuff, if the game were to die today, you never know. 5 years, that could be like double the price, actually.
Right, like Charizard. Well, not that Pokemon is dead, but you know, it's reminiscent of like I think what everybody's looking for, right, is the next
OG
Charizard.
Yeah,
because I don't know when that exploded.
Almost $1 million. That was during COVID.
Oh, was it? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was that during the COVID time.
So,
the COVID times, the dark days.
Yeah.
Would you guys believe that was 5 years ago? It's insane.
It's crazy to think.
I look at the date every single time, and it blows my fucking mind.
It really, it's so hard to believe. It felt like it was kind of like yesterday, but at the same time, it feels so far away. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So like for me, in terms of reprints, I will always advocate for any reprint possible. Of course, when One Piece said that they were reprinting all of the manga chases in their reprint set, I was like, that's kind of.
I don't think you need to do that though.
I was like, that's kind of insane. That is.
But you know what? It worked.
It increased the value of that set, like what? I would say threefold.
I think that set was always it did increase the value of the set, but also the way they did it was awesome. And I talked about it on the pod in the like past, so I don't want to like rehash it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like but basically they took every meta relevant card in Digimon right now. Every single
imagine Bandai cared is what you're saying.
Yeah. Even took Medieval Gallant and Gallantmon, right? Those are fucking and Ruin Mode, $90 secret rares, fucking right. They took those and they put into a reprint pack. That is what One Piece did. They took how expensive was Katakuri? Katakuri was
80. It was 60 for
so
base and
money.
damn near 120 for ult.
So much money, and you know what they did? They said, "Fuck it, reprint it." They took everything good, and reprinted all of it. Like. And then not only did they reprint every good card, like almost every good staple, right? They also got, that's right, it got unique arts.
Wow.
And lower rarity cards got the normal art, a Jolly Roger foil, a full art foil, and then a special art. That's fucking nuts.
Bro, Katakuri is $6 for the base secret is insanity. Because yeah, that card when I was playing, I sold them. I didn't have any, but I bought the ults, but it was like
it's
$50,
probably more
$60
like it's probably
card.
more like $15. You're probably looking at the
the Japanese ones. Okay. But still,
It's probably more like
$15 is still really good. I hate that I see Japanese cards on player, but
yeah,
$15 is.
But like, and if you look at how they did it, so if you type in category on TCG Player, it'll come up Charlotte category parentheses 1, 2, 3, and then the reprint comes up Charlotte category parentheses reprint. So they separated the card for collectors still.
Yeah.
Which you can't tell the fucking difference,
And I'm sure,
by the way, but
well, is there not like a reprint symbol or something on
there's
the
like
cards?
I think there's a seal at the bottom or something.
Because I know that was the thing for the manga rares. People were like, how, like, if you're going to reprint the manga rares, how can we tell like what the first edition is?
It's
and
like,
what
you
the
know how for
reprint ones are.
how for Gundam the beta set has the little tiny bee that
The
is
bee,
barely
yes.
visible. Yeah, same.
Okay.
Thing. But if you really care about that, I guess to me as someone who plays with the cards, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
So-
And that's the biggest thing, right? As somebody who plays with the cards, looking at their set is called PRB, Premium Release Booster,
Premium Release Booster, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, their manga rares are still like Luffy is 1,400. Now, with that being said, Luffy first edition, air quote, is still like a $2,300.
Yeah, the original one is like 23, 24. Raw, not graded. People fucking seriously grade these cards, and they are worth fucking money.
So One Piece has a collector's market, you know, and that's fair because One Piece as an IP is super popular and people love One Piece, therefore they'll want to collect the cards. That's DigiPanda, right? And DigiPanda, and like I could probably count on my hands the amount of other collectors that I know in this game because there's not many of them. We love Digimon, but most people are in Digimon for playing the game. They love just playing. They don't necessarily care about collecting.
Which, you know what, honestly, good for the Digimon players because I think that Digimon is one of the most mechanically unique games ever. So I think it's good that people experience this game and play it while it's still like flourishing and alive and like all the good stuff, right?
Right. I know Dan, as somebody who loves Digimon, you would collect, but like, I know you do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
would if I had stupid money, shit.
Right. So that's the topic, right? If you had stupid money, if you had money that you're like, yeah, I don't mind spending so Dan's trying to save for a house. So like, you know, that's Dan's consideration. But
basically Dan thinks he's better than us, right? Dan.
Let's rephrase. I'm at least better than you, Mike. You know.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
But Dan's consideration is, I will buy the cards I need to play. If I like something, like I really like something, I will buy the alternate arts. If it has Greymon on the card, I will buy every art. But that's where I stop. That's my limit, and that's okay.
You know, we say that, but I have a shit ton of decks that's like max ready too. It's like,
well, that's your motto now, right?
Like it's just you know, yeah. I try to keep it to like decks that I really like played and stuff, but man, I still have like Bugs is max rarity. I have,
but
NSP.
You really do like Bugs.
No, I do, yeah. Like NSO is basically max rarity.
Another
right now.
thing
like,
you really do
outside
like.
the SP, Purple Hybrid is probably my most expensive deck now.
That one would be surprising because I know you hated Frontier.
Millie's max rarity, basically.
You love Millie. That's a non-topic.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Greymon, Machine Jamon. Like, I have a lot of decks on max rarity.
Yeah, but you love all of these decks, right? Like, it's
Fish is basically max rarity.
You love those fucking fishes, bro. I don't know what it is about. I'm surprised you don't have an aquarium at your house.
Was almost max rarity, and now I got a problem because OT Cups version.
And you know what's insane? Dan never liked. I don't think did you ever like Sabers? I feel like that's like next to Frontier, like one of your least favorite. Right, that's one of his least favorite series.
It wasn't. It's not as bad as Frontier. Like Sabers is better than Frontier, way better. But I was never a Shine fan until the newer version of Shine.
Until the card,
and I loved. No, I enjoyed Shine. He was cool and stuff. I don't think he was ever better than War Greymon. That's just my personal opinion.
That's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's a factual statement.
But even like so early Shine, right? I didn't care about early Shine because the way it played, I was like, it's just weird ass control deck. I don't care about it. But when it became the new version, the BT13 version, or BT12, and then
when it became Marcus and his Bud Agumon.
Yeah. That was a
Say
fun
it
ass
for what
deck
it
to
is.
me. It was
That
like
deck isn't
super,
called Shine.
aggro and whatnot.
It should be Marcus
Yeah.
and his bud. Marcus and his
That
bro.
deck-
Sorry.
that deck-
I think that this will be a nice surprise, a good topic to go into for next week. Dan, would you say that was a uniquely designed Digimon deck?
Ooh.
It is.
It is a uniquely, and that's what makes it
Yeah.
fun to play, right?
Yeah.
Maybe hinting
That is
next
definitely
week's-
a topic for next week, Mike.
Yeah.
I got you. I know what you're talking about. I got you for sure.
Write this down.
I already did. It's
At
on
this
here.
point.
Get that down.
But yeah,
right.
when like that's the thing, right? Like there's for Digimon, there's just that fine line, and we much more err on the line of most Digimon players are just that. They're just players. The ones who are collectors, we are content with losing money, so to say. We are not worried about like what the financials of this game dying or a card being reprinted does. Like, sure. Perfect example for me right now would probably be that Paladin mode. I flipped Paladin. I had one, I think, maybe two. No, I had one, and I flipped it a few weeks ago. Yeah, Paladin mode. I flipped it a few weeks ago because I didn't think I was going to play Magna anymore, and also Magna X's were like $90, and I wasn't like afraid of it getting hit. I wasn't afraid of it being reprinted. I was just like, I just don't think I care to play this deck right now. This deck is honestly kind of getting stupid in what it does. So I just don't care to play it. And I think what sealed it for me was playing the mirror match at Nats when I was helping someone practice. I was like, yeah, no, I'd rather play anything else but the mirror match. So I won't. It just so happened that Magnas were expensive and so was Paladin. Would I have been hurt if, Paladin modes haven't gone down in price. If I held onto that card, then the new Paladin modes come out. And now, the ult goes from being 60 down to, let's say, like 35. Like, would that hurt? Yeah, sure. I lost out on like $35, but like, whatever. I was playing with it, so I don't give a shit, That's the way that like I look at it. And I'm sure most Digimon players look at it in the same way. The competitive players, they're not buying ults, right? They're not buying, first of all, they're trying to spend as little money as possible. They're trying to spend as little money as possible because they're trying to maximize on their, whatever. I'm trying to get max value out of me topping, so to say, right? The casual players, yeah, they're spending, but they're only spending what they want to spend. They're not trying to, they don't want to spend $35 on a fucking base rare proto form, Now, if that was an alternate art, it's a different story. I don't mind spending $35, but they'd probably rather pay $10 for a base rare proto form. And so, like, that's the thing about reprints, right? At least for us, it's different for other card games like One Piece. Because obviously there's just a difference in the player and collector market. But people are also looking to flip One Piece all the time for massive money. People buy One Piece not knowing dick shit about it, just knowing that if I buy this case of One Piece, I'm making $500. And if I buy this and I know about One Piece and I crack this case, I can make $800 depending on what I pull. Digimon is not the same. And I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think we need to be like One Piece. I wish we got a little bit of that One Piece loving. They don't love us like they love One Piece.
No, but we can make them, and that's why I think everyone should keep fucking yelling at Bandai. Don't settle.
Hey, those surveys are the perfect time for them.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
Yo, on the topic of surveys, which one of y'all motherfuckers said you didn't want cereals for your fucking regional pricing? I know. Ooh, that gets me tight. Because I know when I filled out that survey, I was like, yo, give me cereals, give me uncut sheets, give me everything. I want everything. So who said, nah, I think cereals were a waste of time? You're the one who made Bandai take away cereals. And Ricky, when I find you, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you.
When I catch you, Ricky.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, bro, like, it just gets me so anxious. I just want to love this game, man. I just want to love this game. And Bandai don't make it easy to love this game, man. It's tough out here. I'm fighting for my life.
Oh, man. It really do be a struggle out here.
On another note, this is unrelated to Digimon, but it will relate to Digimon later. It's why I'm waiting to see what they do for Gundam competitively. I know they have every intention to make Gundam a competitive card game, as well as a casual card game. Obviously, we have a multiplayer format. But depending on what they do with Gundam, also kind of tells me what they do with Digimon. Because if they come out of the gates swinging with Gundam, and we've got that, serialized Wing Gundam, which would go so fucking hard. But serialized Wing Gundam, and obviously you already know there's resources where we got the hero resource, so there's going to be special resources for participating in events. But if their top 64 is getting like a unique art gun tank, and then a unique art gun cannon, and then a serialized card, and they're giving it the One Piece treatment, and we out here in Digimon is stuck with participant card set, finalist card set, champion card set. Bro, I'm fucking off myself. Because it's just like, what the fuck, man? It's tough. I love you. Why won't you love me back?
They hate us, brothers. They hate us.
They hate us. They hate us because they ain't us. But they know that they can reel us back in because we're a bunch of card game whores. That's why we got a Gundam podcast.
Unfortunately, a fact. Yeah.
So that's the topic of reprints. We're gonna sign off on that note. Let us know down in the comments what's your thought on reprints. What's your thought on what we said, and also like and comment. Not like and comment. Fuck. Like and subscribe. There you go. Like and subscribe. There you go. So you can see future content and get this content in your feed. I've noticed that on YouTube, liking matters a lot more than you actually think it does. So if you legitimately like a video and you want to see more videos like it, you should like that.
Hit it. Press the button as soon as possible.
Whether that's us or whether it's someone else, because YouTube will recommend you content similar. It sucks when I watch something that's like, I don't know, fixing my dishwasher. Then YouTube's like, hey, I saw you watch a video about fixing your dishwasher. Here's 10 other videos. Like, no, I didn't even like the video. Stop. You're fucking up my recommendations.
Yeah, but they want you need to know how to fix other people's dishwashers now. Like that's the whole point.
Yes.
You need to know.
You're correct. Yeah, anyways, with that being said.
Or Mike's egg theory stuff that popped up.
Yeah, first of all, that shit lit. Second of all, it's just different points in my life,
Hey, Mike's YouTube feed is probably like it's like going down the rabbit hole like Alice in the Wonderland.
I haven't even watched that video.
My shit's
I don't even want to know what it's about. Don't tell me.
It's so good. Watch it after this.
Nope. I ain't doing it. I got editing to do. That being said, that is it for today's episode of DigiPod.
You got 8 minutes and 6 seconds. That's the full runtime.
What? We can end this at an hour 32.
No. I mean, you have 8 minutes and 6 seconds. It's the full runtime of the egg video I want you to watch.
It just so happened. That when you said we got, what did you say? An hour
8 minutes and 6 seconds.
When you said 8 minutes and 6 seconds, I was like, what the fuck? No. I'm so sorry, Lucas. If you guys are still with us, we love you, and we're actually signing off. Until we talk to you guys the next time. That is it for this episode of DigiPod, the Digital Podcast. Peace out.
Have a good time.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.